Hello, my name is Margaret Spivey, and my live learning paper presentation is about psychology of parenting. I became a first time mother at the age of 17. I was very afraid because I didn't have no guidance, I didn't have anything going on for myself. I was a girl who was considered heartless, who was going to end up in jail or prison or dead. And luckily, to my daughter, I became a whole new person. I decided to join Guthrie Job Corps and I got my GED. I got certified within administration. And also, when I was done with uh, Guthrie Job Corps, it was about the time I had my daughter. And I decided to join Family Expectations with my husband. So, with Family Expectations, I was able to learn a lot of parenting. They had worships, seminars, talking to counselors, and I was able to communicate with a lot of new parents that it was their first time becoming a parent. And much like me, a lot of them were nowhere in the time of being the best parent they could be. For my documentation, I have my children's birth certificates, which is my daughter, Kayleen, my son Isaac, and my other son Isaiah Spivey. I also have the family expectations letter. They're congratulating me for finishing and graduating their course. All three of my children were born at Mercy Hospital in Oklahoma City. I believe that some of my observations and reflections of becoming a parent is that you are able to love a small human being and raise them to become the best person possible. I believe that as a parent, I have done everything in my power to raise my children to be the best person they can be when they get older. My daughter, she's very loving, caring. She is outgoing, spoken. My two boys, they are very outgoing as well. I consider my kids country children because we don't have technologies at the house. They're always outside doing something, being proactive. And my best thing about being a parent is I'm able to love them, hug them, teach them new things, and just enjoy every day with them. For my strengths of being a parent is that I am compassionate, patient, caring, creative. I am dedicated to my children. Everything I do revolves them. I never really consider myself anymore. I consider my life for my kids because if me as a parent I am not stable enough to raise them, then they won't be able to be the best person they can be. I would say that my weaknesses as a parent is overthinking things or giving my children choices. When I was growing up, I thought giving them choices was the best thing that I could do because I assumed that, they'll be able to choose the best decisions for them and everything. But reality so far, that's not how it's been. It's been a little difficult for me because it's hard when they're like, we don't want that and I want this. And I'm like, baby, that's all there is. You have to gotta accept that. And they're just not so accepting of everything when they don't have a choice. Also, when you become a parent, one of the main things is about having a healthy mental state because as a parent, if you do not have a healthy mental state, you will more than likely not be able to give the best to your children. You will be dealing with depression, anxiety, being annoyed over the smallest things. I believe that it would put fear in my kid's life if I did not have a mental health state because, as a parent that I've seen who is not having a healthy mental state, they scream a lot, they cuss a lot, and I see the children. I've seen children where they're like afraid because they just don't know what the parent's going to offer at that moment. As for concept and generalization, there is a lot to it. There is also the four topics of psychoanalytic, which includes basically if a child is raised a certain way, will he be that way when he gets older? Or if it's genetically developed based off how a children will grow up, which when I did my conclusion, I do not believe that the way a child is raised is going to be the way that the child would end up with. More than likely, it's the environment they're in and it's who they surround themselves with. If you surround yourself with people who are very negative, who are very downing of everything, more than likely your child will become someone who is not motivated, someone who is very negative, someone who, instead of trying to think positive, they are more negative about all the situations in life. And I believe that all children should be given the chance to be someone better. And that is why I moved my kids out to the country. Because as someone who grew up in the city, it was very not worth it for me. My mother raised me a very good Christian girl. I was in church every week, 3 times a week. And unfortunately, the people I surrounded myself with was who I became. As for my application to new situations, some of the main things I have learned as becoming a parent is being compassionate, being patient, and having time management. Time management, I have learned that um, we are able to organize and have a set schedule to get things done when they have to be done by a certain time. Unfortunately, there is situations that can happen in life that can turn that around for you, but if you learn to time manage, you'll be able to eventually get to it the right way. And being compassionate, it has helped me a lot with understanding people, being sympathetic to people, not always being selfish, and always considering what others think as well. With my patience, I am so thankful that I am able to rush my daughter out the door, but at the same time, not go crazy about it and be like, hey, baby, come on, hurry up, we gotta go. You've been ready for 2 hours. I woke you up earlier than usual. So I am very glad that as for a parent, I have learned a lot through parenting. I have become such a new person. A lot of people are like, oh my God, who have you become? Who you were before is nothing who you've become. And that's when I realized that I have changed a lot, and it's all thanks to becoming a parent.